Early voting begins today in South Carolina. So I want to challenge each of you to lead by example as you make a plan to cast your ballot instead of an excuse why you cannot. I've said before, we all serve as leaders in some aspect of our lives. We have influence with the people on our jobs, in our churches, in our families, and certainly the people we have been given the responsibility to shape and mold, our children. Leadership is not just about what we say, it's about what we do. It's about the example we set. Of all the examples we set for our children, voting should definitely be at the top of the list. I learned that from my mother and father, and I thank them for that. But I was most inspired from the lesson that I learned from my grandmother. You have heard me share many of her goodies in past episodes, but I've never shared that my grandmother never had the opportunity to attend school. She spent her childhood cleaning somebody else's house, taking care of somebody else's children, picking somebody else's cotton. So, really, her excuse for not voting could have been, I cannot read what's on the ballot. But she didn't. She used her family and her community members to help her do what she could not do herself. Despite her circumstances, she still relished the opportunity to cast her ballot. Folks, that's leadership without excuses. She understood that the reality was there were people who marched across bridges, endured fire hoses, faced jail cells, intimidation, and even death. So future generations could walk freely into a polling place and cast their vote. Men and women sacrificed careers, safety, dignity in their lives so that democracy could belong to all people, not just a few. So the question becomes, what example are we setting today? Are we teaching our children and communities that voting matters? Are we showing them that leadership begins with engagement? Or are we allowing apathy to become the loudest voice in the room? The mirror reminds us that leadership is not reserved for elected officials. Real leadership happens when ordinary people choose responsibility over excuses. If we want to see change, then we must lead with action, not just opinions. And sometimes the most powerful action we can take is simply casting our vote. Remember, your vote is your voice.